Zora Neale Hurston, A Life Story. Early life, 1891 to 1918. Eatonville and education. Zora Neale Hurston was born on January 7, 1891, in Notasulga, Alabama, but her family moved to Eatonville, Florida, when she was very young. Eatonville was one of the first all-black towns in the U.S., and growing up there greatly influenced her writing. Her father, John Hurston, was a Baptist preacher and later became the mayor of Eatonville, while her mother, Lucy, encouraged her to be ambitious and independent. After her mother's death in 1904, Zora's life took a difficult turn, and she was sent to live with relatives. Determined to further her education, she eventually enrolled at Morgan Academy in Baltimore and later at Howard University in Washington, D.C., where she honed her writing skills and became involved in the literary scene. Harlem Renaissance, 1920 to 1930, becoming a literary force. In 1925, Zora moved to New York and became a prominent figure in the Harlem Renaissance, a cultural movement celebrating African American art, literature, and music. She won a scholarship to Barnard College, where she was the only black student, and studied anthropology under Franz Boas, one of the leading anthropologists of the time. This experience shaped her approach to storytelling, blending folklore and ethnographic research into her literary works. During this period, she wrote short stories and plays and gained recognition for her unique storytelling style. She also traveled extensively in the South and the Caribbean, collecting African American folklore, which she later incorporated into her books. Literary success, 1930 to 1940. Their eyes were watching God. In 1937, Zora published her most famous novel, Their Eyes Were Watching God, a powerful story about love, independence, and self-discovery. The book, which followed the journey of Janie Crawford, was ahead of its time in portraying a strong black female protagonist. However, despite its literary brilliance, the novel did not receive widespread acclaim initially, as many black intellectuals of the time criticized her for not addressing racial struggles directly. Nevertheless, Zora continued writing and publishing, producing works such as Mules and Men, 1935, which documented African American folklore, and Tell My Horse, 1938, an ethnographic study of voodoo practices in Haiti and Jamaica. Later years, 1950, struggles and obscurity. As literary trends changed, Zora's fame waned, and she struggled financially. She took on various jobs, including working as a maid, librarian, and substitute teacher. She also faced health issues and was largely forgotten by the literary world. Despite this, she continued to write, including her final manuscript, Seraph on the Serwani, 1948, which was unusual in that it focused on white characters rather than African American life. Although she remained determined, she spent her final years in relative obscurity in Florida, working low-paying jobs and living in poverty. Legacy and Rediscovery, 1970-present, a literary icon reborn. Zora Neale Hurston passed away in 1960 and was buried in an unmarked grave in Florida. However, in the 1970s, author Alice Walker rediscovered her work and led a revival of interest in Hurston's literature. Today, Their Eyes Were Watching God is considered one of the greatest American novels, and Zora is celebrated as a pioneering writer, anthropologist, and folklorist. Her contributions to Black literature and cultural preservation have left an enduring legacy.
We hope that you enjoyed our short video on the life of this great human. The video was produced and directed by Kelton Ruffin. Music by Keenan Jaleel Ruffin. The song is called Bloodletter from the album Sugar *Teeth Silk Sweat. Available on SoundCloud. Peace.